Hello and welcome to the BMW R1300 GS. This is the TE and also the ASA. Now that is the automated shift assistance functionality that's just been launched by BMW. A very exciting feature. A lot of people have been talking about it. So what I'm going to do today is run you through the bike and actually show you how it works. So I'm here at Bahnstormer, who've made the bike available, and I'm going to go through all the controls now. So, for those eagle-eyed Joes who ask a few questions about park brake, hill assist, all that kind of stuff, right now the bike is in park, and so it won't move backwards or forwards. So I'm going to flip my side over, stand up. So in order to put the bike on, you pull the brake in, hit the power button, screen will come on, and it's in park. So in order to release park, you hold down the start. Now it goes into neutral. So now you can move the bike. Now if you want to start it, you grab the brake again. You push down on the start button, and it's still in neutral. So very importantly, in order to engage first gear, all you have to do is pull the brake in again and push down on the clutch or the gear lever. Now there are two modes here. One is manual and the other one is auto. Now the way I understand this is that this is actually a semi-automatic gearbox with the automatic gearbox functionality. So I will go through and show you how it all works, and then try a few bits out, and let me know what you think. So grab the brake, first gear. Now this is automatically engages in manual, and as you can see it's in first gear. My hands are here, nothing else. So if you want to change to automatic, there's a little button here. Just give it one click and you'll see it's changed to drive. So I'm going to start out in manual mode, so I'm going to click that again. Now it is in manual. So let me go for a ride and I'll show you what happens. So there we go. Now the first thing that hits you is how smooth the gear changes are, which is something I really like. I've not spent a huge amount of time on this bike. I've probably had about 10 minutes on it a couple of days ago. However, I've learned a few bits already. So the first thing is this bike runs through the gear changes really quickly. So that's third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Really, really simple. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click it over to auto mode and do the same. So there we go, I'm now in drive, 6th gear, and there we go. So now it will make the changes all automatically. Okay. However, let's say you don't like where the bike is, you don't like the gear. All you do is just click down on the clutch or the gear lever. Apologies for those who use different terminologies. And you can change. So if you can see, look at what I'm doing. I'm just going to go gear shift down now, and there we go. So if you want a more exhilarating experience whilst you're in automatic, you can just make that happen yourself. You don't actually need to do anything, or you can just leave it and it will change gears and everything for you. So I'm now going to switch it back into manual, and I think ultimately what you're going to get is a situation where if you're riding in traffic, this is going to be a breeze. If you are trying to do some low speed maneuvers, that's going to be even easier than normal. You essentially can ride this bike like a full manual bike. The only difference is you don't have any kind of clutch to hold on to or to pull in order to change gears. So I'm currently doing about 20 mile an hour below the speed limit. This is in the zone. And I'm just going to rev up a bit. As you can see, it's got a good bit of pep to it, and it does what it says on the tin. Now, I have to say this, and I've said it a few times, and I'll say it again. I cannot believe how smooth the gear changes are on this. It is exceptional. And I really like the fact that you can simply cycle through the gears, and it's just so seamless. You know, having ridden most of the bikes in the BMW range, this is, for me, compares to the gear changes that you get in the R gearbox. It's really, really, really smooth. Now, I, for one, have been riding a manual bike. I've never ridden an automatic bike or a semi-automatic bike ever before. And I can tell you, I really like this. And you can't find anything that's actually easier to ride. So in fifth, I'm going to just do you a small demonstration in terms of low-speed maneuverability. So I'm just going to pull into this parking lot and let you guys see for yourself. So now I'm just going to do a little bit of low-speed riding. So between 1 and 2 miles an hour. There we go. And now I'm just going to cycle into a couple of bends. So I'm sitting down, really small turning circle. And I guess I'll have to stop at some point because I'm getting dizzy. But there we go. One of the things that you will notice as well is whilst I'm sat on the bike's in manual and it's not pulling on the clutch, but also you're able to move the bike backwards. And then if you want to move off, you simply engage. There we go. So back on the road. And cycling through the gears, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Really, really, really straightforward, really, really easy. Now I see this more as a manual bike with no clutch. And that's probably how I would ride it. However, you would probably figure out what you like about the bike and try that for yourself. And again, if I switch this now to manual mode, to automatic mode, apologies, I can still cycle through the gears. There we go, I'm back now in fourth, and it's still in drive. And then it will decide for itself what it wants to do. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to show you the full cycle through the gears in the automated version. So I've now cycled from first to third, and it's doing a really soft change because I'm not applying much throttle. A little bit more, see what it does. There we go, fifth, sixth. And slowing down, see what it does. It's already geared down once. Now what I have seen is that it is quite soft on the gear changes, particularly when you are in low speed areas, which is quite nice. It really helps the comfort quite a lot. I'm going to find a spot to pull over just so you can see what it does. So now that I'm moving and moving consistently, it's geared up again. And I guess that's probably one of the reasons why the fuel economy is so good. However, I mean, the 1300 has got a crazy amount of torque. So, you know, it can actually be in quite a high gear at really low speeds with no problem. Really good. I won't stop here. So, let's say I'm now in a situation and I don't like this gear. I want to be down. So, here we go, fourth, third, second, and there we go. Slow down, And see, now it will adapt and it will automatically um, change gears again. There we go. So it sort of remembers what you were doing and then changes things up. So I'm going to hit a left here and simply stop on the side of the road so you can see what it does. A bit tricky, probably better places to stop. So it's still in second. I'm going to stop on the left here, and there you have it. So what it does is you are just about stationary before it changes to first, and I guess the engine knows what it needs in order to do that. Now, I would say my favorite mode at this point in time is probably manual, because it rides exactly how you would when you ride in a normal bike with a full clutch lever in it. So for me, that's the kind of riding that I enjoy, but I guess you've got to figure out what works for you. So let me go and do some more riding, and you tell me what you think. So what are the benefits of the ASA version? Well, I think for me, the main elements that I'm really enjoying are the smooth gear shifts, the ability to be able to be in a situation where if you're in traffic, you don't have to constantly change gears or hold on to the clutch whilst you're stationary. Those are things that make your ride significantly more comfortable. Drawbacks, I guess the drawbacks really is your frame of mind. You've got to get used to doing things differently. And, I guess, some people like change and some people don't. What I can tell you is, from my perspective, is that this bike is really fun to ride, really smooth, and it will still do absolutely everything that I was doing on my old bike, except you don't need to use the clutch. There's nothing much more to say. It is literally, as far as I'm concerned, win-win. It's just whether or not you prefer it slightly more old school, or if you prefer something slightly more new school. So, just about done with the ride, and I'm just going to show you guys a little bit more low-speed maneuvering over here. So, I'm that confident in this bike's ability to be able to do what I want. I'm actually going to do a few loops with zero, or when I say zero, one hand off. So there we go. That is how easy it is. And the bike just keeps going round and round. And there you have it. So it will be very interesting to hear what you guys have got to say, or if you've got any other questions. Please put a comment, and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much.
Recording.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate how smooth the gear changes are. Now I'm currently in manual mode. So there we go. I'm in first at the moment. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. There we go. And the bike just keeps going. So in the same way, I'm now going to cycle down through the gears again. And there's sixth, fifth, fourth, third, second, and I'll come to a stop first. And now you don't have to worry about your hands. The bike is completely movable, all good. I guess the only thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that you know how to operate the heel start. So it's currently in manual, which means a double tap on the rear brake. Now, in order to keep moving, so you just literally twist the throttle. So I'll put it back on again. So it's on, right? So all I have to do is apply the throttle and it kicks off. Done. Simple as that. And if I don't get run over by this car, that'll also be a bonus. So it is very, very easy to ride. It's got a lot of functionality, and there's also a lot of ways that you can change it. So you can obviously set the hill start to come on automatically, but that's not unique to this bike. It's you'll find it's in the full 1300 GS range and others as well. And now I guess I better show you what it does in automatic mode. So I will cycle through the gears again, and there we go, hill start on. I'm just going to switch that to automatic now, and it will be D1, and there we go. So slight twist of the throttle, the brake releases, and there we go. Second, third, I hope it's going to come on to fourth before, because the road is ending. So now it's cycling back down the gears, and we are now in second stall, and as you stop, it switches back to first gear. So what I'm going to do is, because I've clearly gone the wrong way, I need to now make a rather sharpish turn over there and cycle my way around. So to demonstrate the maneuverability of this bike, I'm going to use next to none of this road. Now, bearing in mind, if you were standing, you would be able to do much, much smaller circles. So if you know, put that into your thinking for when you're doing any kind of off-roading, I think this will be really, really good. Obviously, you've still got the rider modes. It's all clear. So you'll be able to select any of the modes you want. What I do want to check now is if changing the ride mode, so I'm currently in road, makes any difference to the gear changes. So I'm going to just pull over. First gear. Hands off. Don't have to do anything. And let's see what gear modes that we've got. I probably don't want to use Enduro. We'll go in rain, so it's probably going to be a bit softer. So let's try that. So pull off. Brake releases. There we go. So the first thing that I can feel there is that the gear changes are really soft, and the focus is on a really smooth takeaway and also just keeping you gliding. So it does feel like there is a change. I don't know if that is actually a thing or if it's just somehow that I'm applying the throttle slightly differently, but I'm trying to keep it as even as possible. I do want to try putting it into dynamic mode as well and see what that does. I'll try and stop in a second and see if that changes anything and switch everything over. Okay, so I've now engaged Dynamic Pro. So I've made some adjustments and some manual settings just the way I like them, so that I'm riding the same as what I would normally use on my bike. And let's see what difference this makes to the gear changes. So apply the throttle. I can automatically feel that it's a lot more pep immediately in terms of the way the bike engages, and definitely I feel an immediate adjustment in terms of how the gear changes are made. So very much a big difference. Now I'm not sure if there's going to be any difference in manual, purely by virtue of the fact that you are doing it yourself. So it's back to the normal way that you would be expecting it to work. So I'm going to change to manual mode. There we go. And pretty much from the outset, this feels extremely familiar. The only exception being there's no clutch lever. Wow. Where is it? A lot of fun to ride, and I think for me, certainly, it's a game changer. I'm excited about this. I definitely want to spend more time riding it, and I think this is definitely a bike I'd like to get. Whoa! So uh, now that we haven't gone over the car, and for when you get into, I'm just going to cruise along, back it into auto, and just keep going. Really, really fun. So if you're in the twisties, you want to do things yourself. Um, I think the hit squat's out for me today. But when you're in the twisties, you want to do it yourself. Put it in manual, and when you're in town, traffic, or on the motorway, wherever that might be, switch it to auto, and comfort away all the way. Now, I'm going to say something. Please don't shoot the messenger. This is simply my opinion. I think this is way better than the traditional bike, purely because it's more comfortable and still allows you to do absolutely everything that you could do before. So there you have it. Let us know in the comments what you think. Ask the questions as you need, and I'll try and come back to you as soon as I can.